evening and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. I'm your host, Dorothy Odell. I am really excited tonight, folks, because tonight we have the king of media, Mr. Randy Weckerly, to the show. Welcome, Randy. How are you this
Well,
evening?
I don't know about that, but anyway, thank you for having me on King Clown. And I thought I was on Johnny Carson. I'm all confused now. And I don't know what's happening here. So I'll try to get through it. Thank you for having me. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It, it is going to be a lot of fun, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. This man, like I get emails from him on the daily, and it's exciting to be in doing life with you, Randy. For those of you that don't know who Randy is the founder of Excited Minds Media, the Distillery channel, Eco Lifestyle channel. This man does it all. Like I said, he truly is the king of media. And so that's just a little bit about who Randy is. But Randy, tell our audience who's a little bit more of the in depth of who Randy is.
Well, keep the short version here. We had an inventory of how many LLCs we had yesterday, and my partner said, "Did you really get rid of these 8?" And I said, "Yes, I did." Filed the last one. So we've been through a lot of research to get where we're at. My background is I had a long career with Mutual of Omaha, which is a big insurance company in the States, and they had a media show called Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom way back in the 70s and 80s when I was just a pup. And they asked me to be the home office guy on that. And when they shut their offices at the end of my career, as everybody's came to, I said, "Boy, that media thing was fun. What do I know what I could do with that?" So 30 years later, we had a lot of great partners. And basically, I always believe that you should go where your heart tells you. My grandfather was a naturalist, basically taking me to a lake every weekend. It was always heartfelt. The show that I was on was Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom with Marlin Perkins, who went around the world. It was a very iconic show in the 70s and 80s. But I've always been a person that enjoyed being out in nature and always having a belief that we should leave a better footprint than when we came to the beach, so to speak, euphemistically. So we had a lot of research that we put in. About 12 years ago, working in downtown Chicago, inadvertently, I love to travel. I got to travel a lot with my former company all over the world. And I was down having lunch with people from a big travel company, and I said, "How come you don't make a button on your?" They did the typical airfares, hotel, and car website, and I said, "Why don't you make it eco-minded?" And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I think a lot of people really believe that." Now that's 14 years ago, making that statement coming out of my mouth, and that's what led us to where we are today. Because they said, "Well, if you could prove that, that would be something." So back then, 12 years ago, we found statistics and research. Actually, went back to college for a year and a half to do the research, and we found out that 67% of people, if they had the choice, or consumers, they look for sustainable and eco-minded destinations or just natural food that they're looking for. They actually have that as a drive, and nobody knew it. Nobody knew it. And if you knew it, what would you do with it? If you were a hotel or a travel destination. And we actually built a website, and we started what we called ecocertificationonline.com through our company, Global Eco Traveling. Well, it grew too fast. We didn't have the media to support it. There was a lot of growing pains. And we just simply said at the time, and I said at the time, is that the one thing that's missing, you can be certified, but if you can't tell your story or get that story out there, it doesn't mean anything. Because you know what I mean? If people are looking for a destination, they can go online and Google stuff, but they can Google anything. And the other part of that is that they find out when they when they travel is that a lot of places that claim to be eco-minded or sustainable, 85% of them were making false statements. So it was really a lot of, so how do we go down this path? And so that's where we're at today. We finally launched our Global Eco Traveling Certification plus media. And now we have 4 big platforms plus our own network. We're on Roku, Amazon Fire, ExcitedMindsMediaTV.com, Movie One, and also we'll be on the Magic Interactive Media. Big announcement beginning next week. So I don't know if I'm king of media. I'm sort of collecting like baseball cards.
Well, I say, King, 12 years in the making, you had shared with me that to get to this moment. And sometimes, business owners would give up way before now. And Randy, you have just kept going, in your pursuit of making media known to everybody, and especially highlighting eco-minded establishments and people and things like that. Like your eco live show is absolutely amazing. You said you got how many hits off that? Like ridiculous amount of hits off just 15-minute videos. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for figuring it out.
Well, we did those videos on our liveecostyle.com, which is our big website. You can go on there and you can find eco certification. It's just a big website. And what I found in life is reduce things, because I worked in all forms of media. I sold advertising in both radio and TV and trade shows and such. And I found the one question that I asked owners was, and I'd tap them on the heart, and I'd say, tell me what started you in business. What was the reason that you got started? Because when you try to develop advertising or tell their story, the original story that they had was probably the best one. They just ran out of money, or they ran out of time, or if you're an entrepreneur, one of the things you have to be is grizzled to people nipping at your hiney. And I mean, that's from family and friends and anybody else, is that there were times when I went back to school and I was raising my kids. And as you know, I had an episode of one of my sons almost losing him. That I found out that one of the grocery stores threw away hams on Thursday night. And I went dumpster diving to get food. Now at 3:00 in the afternoon, all that food was good, but we were throwing everything that we could, or at least I was, into the development. And this is back about 8-10 years ago. And then of course we got things up. We got into so many different things. Our Distillery channel, which came to us sort of out of the blue. It's a lot of fun. We cover the world of sipping, and that's Distillery Breweries and Wineries. We have a golf show that's on that. It's a lot of fun. And then we got into mixing, finding a way through our distilleries. We became certified coffee roasters. And because, why not? If you're going to do it, you might as well do it all. But there was a reason for it. I love coffee, and it was just something that it fell into my waking up one night and saying, I wonder if we could put these good tasting bourbon products into good coffee beans. So I got to stop asking questions, it's just focus on one. But that's why we had so many, and then COVID hit and destroyed everything we had. So we had to start over again. Mm-hmm. And luckily during that time is that my good partners, we sat down and said, what's our heart say? Well, we're very faith-based. We get up, and I do every morning, and have some prayer time, and I ask the good Lord to at least show me a footprint that I could follow, or at least help me make not bad decisions, morally bad and corrupt decisions, but find a way through hard work and to help leave that better footprint. And so Live Eco Style, when it got reduced down to it, I was at a golf tournament, and they said, well, what's Live Eco Style all about? And I said, well, it's about travel, dining, sipping, golf, sports, health, fashion, and spas. And they said, sort of all the good things in life. And I go, yeah, I like that. So that became our tagline. And that you'll find right there at the head of our website. So that's our motto for Live Eco Style. And then for our certification, I use a lot of AI, and I put facts in there, and I said, well, we're an eco certification company, and we're the only one that I know of that has this vast array of media that we can deliver to people. And by the way, it was 3 million people that watched those little 2-minute shows. And we just did it for fun because we could during COVID. And basically it came out that, we're a certification company that delivers the power of media to tell the story of the people we certify. And to be something unique in the world today is hard. To do it well and to do it right. And that's why I get up every morning now. I don't work. I get up, and, as you know, I get up and have fun. I sent this poor young lady more paper through the electronic media than you could possibly ever enjoy. I burn up a lot of electrons, and I just like to see their eyes spin. What's he sending now? So
it has definitely been a ride, and for those of you that are just catching on to this, so our content is on Randy's channel, Roku channel, and so I've been telling people for the last 2 years, hey, yeah, we got our own Roku channel, and that is through Randy. So we're also your full size media company, so you can help other creators as well have their own channel as well, which is one of the great things. And any business owner that's watching this right now, like you want to get your business in front of potentially 65 million households, the time is now to do that. Because Randy, like he said, he has the Live Eco Style, the Distillery channel, plus that other one that you just brought up as well, plus Magic app, plus Amazon Fire. Like, hello, people. It would be a no-brainer to get your business in front of Excited Minds Media, so that we could help share your story. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you can think what you want, but in my opinion, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, we became what has happened is that we have become if you go through the list. So we have excitedmindsmedia.com. That's our own platform, our own website, and that feeds up into Roku exactly the same way. So we're rearranging some of the channels so I can create an endless. Think of it as Netflix. It's very, very similar to that. We can create these different channel streams. We can do the highlights. We can do live. If I want to go live from my desk around the world now, it's actually more than 65 million people, because excitedmindsmedia.com, I can turn on or off countries around the world. Now, countries that are not friendly to the United States are not on my site. Obviously, I don't want that riffraff. But Roku feeds into, I think, 23 countries. And I just added this new one. It's a very interesting big company out of India called Movie One. That's MUVI. And that's so that we could, let's say this show, if we wanted to take a link from this show and put it everywhere, it provides us the ability to go around the world. If we want to do concerts, we have through Magic Interactive Media, the Magic app, through a great company I found during COVID, great CEO, but he's allowed me to work with his Magic app, it's called. So we made the Global Eco Traveling Magic app. You can put websites on it. You can put movies on it. You can do geofencing. In fact, one of my clients does Arctic boat trips, and we can do geofencing for the people that are on his boat all the way down to Antarctica. And we can go live really anytime we want. So don't make me mad, Dorothy. I can go live and bust you around the world. Just be good, and you read all your homework. So.
Well, there we go. Maybe the next time I'll be on your media, and then we'll go live on that, and we'll really have something to share with the world.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. It can become the thing with going around the world. You really don't know how many people pick you up. So one of the great shows I have are called the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And these guys go and they just got back doing the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but they got 30 million views a month. They have a huge presence on YouTube. So we're bringing them over from YouTube over to their own channel. So using the different deep links that we have and things that we're doing, they'll be on our, excitedmindsmediatv.com. The thing that happened along the way that was really fortunate for us is that the price of cable became very expensive for people, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Well, the what's called over the top or OTT world came about, where everybody could get their own app for whatever, for ESPN or CBS Sports or whatever. Is that I was like, man, this is perfect for us. I predicted this, actually predicted it when I was the chairman of another company back in '10, and I said, and it was a big media company then, and I said, cable is going to go away. I mean, the way it is, it's going to head south because they keep raising the rates, and now they can't really raise them anymore or add on benefits because there's too many apps. Well, we are one of them. And we keep our rates really low, if anything at all. We just want people. We have a couple rules. We don't do anything political, and we don't do anything harmful. I mean, that's just simply said. I mean, I'm not going to sit and measure people's morals, but I'm not going to sit there and head into the political hot arenas today, which a lot of them would want me to. I just don't want to. I like doing very nice, clean. Let's go have fun and maybe tell a story that's meaningful and can help somebody. Mm-hmm. Or, give them a couple minutes a day where they can just go. And people go, I don't think my media is very good, quite honestly. I mean, we've done about 3,000 features, and they go, when are you going to grow up? And I said, I don't think I'm doing that good yet. I just am not. Just haven't had time to. I mean, I've spent a lot of money in Hawaii 10 years ago, getting 3 trips where we still have stuff in the can. And it's got to be post-produced. It's timeless, and but it's just one of those things that I like some of the things we do right now. It's more homespun. It's just different. Got great people like yourself that put on great interviews, and you touch the hearts of a lot of people, and I think that's more beneficial than anything.
Thank you. Well, I always said I started this 3 years ago. It was my mission was to change the world. And if we could save one life a day or per episode, then it would be completely worth it. And so just when you think you're not reaching anybody, then somebody reaches out to me and say, I watched your show last night, and because of you, I didn't give up. And so to me, that is all worth it. Because let's face it, I mean, I have 3 shows myself that I produce and host and things like that. And so I can't imagine with you having 52 different channels and getting the content for that. It's just, but that's what it's all about. It's inspiring people. It's making sure people don't give up, sharing those stories of people going through those hard times and saying, okay, wait a minute, if I can get through this, so can you, because there's nothing different. I'm no different than you, only I just refuse to give up.
And that's one of the, when I went back to school, I did take a course on entrepreneurism. Mm-hmm. It's not for the faint of heart. And it had in it the study of Jeff Bezos, how he went from, in his garage, and Microsoft, and just all the guys that you see on Shark Tank basically were living in their cars. They all came from nothing. And, we've had some really tough times doing this. I mean, there are times that people look at me and they go, you're crazy. Why are you doing this? And I go, I don't know. I don't know. It's spiritual. Good Lord. When, I'm driven. There's a big blank check over my head that the good Lord gave me my son back many years ago. And it was a prayer. I said, good Lord, and he was terminally ill. I said, if you give me my son back, I'll pay it forward. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I knew one thing: it couldn't be a check for $1.50. It's got to be a big check. So, And that money isn't coming to me. It's going to be going to people that are going to need it and do need it and trying to affect change in the world. So I'm happy. I mean, we're right now, we don't, people look at us and they go, well, you don't have a big house. You don't have this, don't have that. You shut your eyes at night. Or if you're staying in a hotel that's $2,000 a night or a one that's $49 a night, when you shut your eyes, what's the difference? I mean, it's just the bar of soap maybe in the morning. I don't know, but it's in our world, we're very, very happy. We're very blessed to have all our kids and our grandkids, and we're happy to have good health. And we have had there have been times when you sit there and you go. One of the things I was meant. Mark Cuban said, you just don't quit. I mean, it's simple. You don't quit 50 hours before the finish line. You just don't quit, and if you have a goal and you think it's the best thing there is in the world, make it the best thing. And then, work hard to get there. And I know right now, I feel very confident. I don't want to boast we're the best of anything, but I do feel confident in all the research I've done that we have grown a media company that nobody knows about. So don't tell anybody in this broadcast, please. Mute that out. But we don't want to really put that out there yet. We've got we're ready for it. I like the way we're growing. I just checked statistics before I came on here. It's very steady growth, and we really haven't promoted ourselves at all. I mean, I haven't done nothing. When we put those videos up on Live Eco Style, that are still there with all these great CEOs around the world, we're still getting 50, 60,000 views a month. And I'm going like, what are they watching? I'm just the one that's on there. Like, can't they find me something better to the other time? Geez, but they were fun. They were great people. And what great businesses they had. It's wonderful.
What would you say to that person right now that is struggling in business, that they're like, man, I don't even know what to do next? Especially if somebody's at like having a media business and they've been struggling. And what would you say to that business owner that's ready to give up?
Well, I always get back into that same question. It's called the diagnostic of anything, is that you put your hand in your heart. First thing that they'd have to tell me is, why are they in this business? What got you started in it? Okay. So they'll say, well, I love Lucy. I wanted to, have twin beds and Desi in the other room. And I don't know. Well, that's okay. So you want to do a comedy hour. All right. So what kind of research are you doing? And, you really got to I mean, you have to understand work is a 4-letter word, and it ends in K. It's a very unique 4-letter word that you have to embrace that idea. So in '08, for instance, in '08 hit, I was working as a consultant with a group of real estate people in downtown Chicago. 2008 hits and real estate goes upside down, as everybody knows. And we had a big project that we were working on, and people were pretty upset. And this was in the Sears Tower. And I said, okay, I'm going to put an agenda together tomorrow. I have 23 people, and I want to know what train you're taking, what time you're going to be there, and when we're going to start. And here's the agenda. And I said, here's what we're going to do. And I said, we're going to overwork this. So the basis of the meeting was 24 hours in the day. We're going to work all but 8 of them every day. We're going to get, the next year, we're going to work 2 years compared to our competitor. In the next 2 years, we're going to work 4 years compared to our competitor. And if you don't like it, just get up and leave this meeting, because here's your assignment. And I had assignments for everybody that came in that door. And I had about a third of them leave. And from that sprung an incredible opportunities that were not easy to assess. Working, it caused hardship, but the world was upside down. So COVID hits us. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We get back from a great, in the world of golf, a great merchandise show in downtown or down in Orlando in February. And 4 weeks later, our coffee business. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to be an advertiser in the world of golf or anything, and you want to be selling coffee, and you want to do consulting in the world of restaurants and a community right next to me. What are you going to do? Because you just got fired from everything. You know, you're done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gave us the time to really reassess what we want to do. So that entrepreneur that you're talking about is that the question that they have to ask, do they want to do the research, find a mentor that they can sit and help them define their goal. Once they define the goal, I'm telling everybody today, learn AI, how to use it for research, because AI is the wave of the future. I put more time on AI since I learned about it a year ago. I use it every day. And today I used it powerfully in that document you got at the end of the day. That very short 500-word email was a lot of work on AI. But it all made sense. It was beautiful. I mean, it brought together great concepts and ideas that takes the human condition a lot of time to get to that bottom line. So if you don't have to learn all of AI, but Chat GPT is extremely powerful. There are ones that I have friends that are using others, but I mean, I get up every morning and I get a cup of coffee and I turn on Chat GPT just because I find it fascinating, and I use it for creativity. Tell me about something. Tell me about hotels. Give me the top 10. I did it today. It was like the top 10 reasons why a cruise line would want to be eco-certified when they're out in the middle of an ice-filled transit going from South America to Antarctica. And it spit, well, I can't show it to you because it's going to not work, but it spit out 10 major reasons, and I'm like, man, it's my girlfriend. It's my new girlfriend, Chatty GPT. I think my wife is a little embarrassed about the whole thing. She goes, well, you spend the morning with Chatty again? I go, yeah, she's great. I can turn her on in a heartbeat.
There you go, guys. If you can't turn your wife on, turn a Chat GPT on.
And I never hear a word out of her. It's always like, and the funny
She
thing
doesn't
is,
talk back.
no. They told me early on, and this became truth. If you want to get the best out of Chat GPT, say please and thank you. And I know that sounds crazy. Treat it like a human being. And I go in there and they'll do something good. I go, man, I want to thank you. That was a great, whatever. But the amazing thing is, I've done some tests with it where I use it all the time. So I wanted to see how little information I could put in to pull out and extract out what I wanted out of this little bit of information. So like on our eco certification, I said, tell me how powerful we are in the world pertaining to our eco certification and what makes us the most powerful in the world. And it was unbelievable. I'm not even going to let that document out. It was just like, thank you, Lord, go get me a drink. I mean, this was like, and I don't drink. So.
That is so awesome, Randy. And so what I'm hearing is, never give up research. But like you said, research, use AI definitely when one of the tools that you love. Never quit on yourself.
Never.
And if I'm a betting person, the first person I would bet on is myself. So I think every business owner that I've interviewed has said, the one thing that they've had to overcome is themselves. Would you say that's true in business?
Well, laziness, it's just, it always feels good to, sleep in the morning, but
Right.
it was not. I go to bed at about 11 at night and I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and that's just the way it is. I mean, I took that rule of I'm going to outwork everybody 16 to 8. I'm going to work 2 days out of, I'm going to put 2 days into one. I enjoy it though. I mean, I enjoy the morning. I enjoy my prayer time. I enjoy my cup of coffee. I enjoy working out at noon. I mean, I'm very disciplined. I mean, I'm probably pretty boring. And then to go, like, I have all this array of media stuff around me, computers endlessly on my desk. But in the afternoon, I'll grab my little computer and I'll get in the car and I'll go to a coffee shop because I want to just go and I want to focus on one thing, and I can get a cup of coffee and no distractions, no, whatever. Just go to this coffee shop. And I found that people that go to coffee shops are mindful, sort of the same. You see regulars there, and you get a little bit of humanity from them, but they're there to work and whatever they're working on. And you'll see these groups, and I'm very competitive. I played a lot of competitive golf. I teach golf. I have a competitive son. I went out and kicked his ass the other day. So very, 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 very sad day at somebody's part. But I'm not as good as him at all. Not even close to being as good as him. But when I played competitive golf, everybody that I played against knew at about the 14th, 15th hole, they were exhausted. And I never said anything. I just competed. And I was not going to be drilled down into losing. In golf, of course, there's only one winner and 146 losers every week. But I sat and I talked to the best. And I had some of the best tell me, Randy, you just ain't that good. And they were right. But I ended up, in the world of golf, giving lessons to some of the most iconic Hall of Fame golfers in the world, both men and women, and been very privileged to be on that end of a lot of stories. And when I go to the world of golf, to the PGA show, that they had a big merchandise show, they go, your resume in golf is, who are you? I said, nobody. I'm just a golfer. I don't want to, I don't have that big name. I'm enjoying golf. I just got a new set of golf clubs yesterday. I couldn't believe it. So there's hope for the old shell. But
there we go.
You never give up. The thing you want to have people to know is that never give up. I wrote this book about my son, who, if I would have given up, anybody would have. If I would have allowed the doctors to give up, my son wouldn't be here. And I've been told that many times. But the miracle of God stepped in also in intervening in faith, and took my son from having a death sentence due to viral encephalitis, and we got him home in 36 days. Which, I mean, still today, every neurologist we go to, they go, so based on these pictures, you're a walking dead man. And my son knows it, but no, he's had all the tests. He's perfectly healthy and trying to get to the PGA Tour. So never quit. If you think you're going to quit, give me a call, and I'll give you permission to quit. And then you go home and feel bad and cry and go, I suck. And then I don't even have hope because Randy told me to quit. Well, don't call me then. Continue on.
Right.
If you want to continue on, I will help anybody. I will, shine their forehead, give them an inspirational talk, try to put them down the right path, to evaluate if they are on the right path. Or when somebody would come to work for me, they always bring in these beautiful resumes. And so think about sitting across from me, Dorothy. You bring in this resume and you want to go to work for me. And I go, this is beautiful. The nicest resume I've seen. I just crinkle it up and throw it in the wastebasket. Don't even read it. And you go, what? And I go, yeah, well, why don't you just tell me what you want to do? What does your heart tell you? And if what your heart tells you and I have a spot for you, I'll make you the best one of those I possibly can. Tell me what you want to do, not what was on that thing. Because I don't care what you did in college. I don't care if you went to college. I just don't care. Now, if you're my neurosurgeon, yeah, you might care about that. But most generally, people that came to work for me, I wanted to know what they wanted to do, what they really get up in the morning. You don't want to go to work. You just want to go and you want to get up and do what you want to do. And and that be your life. And that's where I'm at right now. I get up every day. I get up happy. It's taken years to get here. I know I'm going to talk to great people every day. And everybody that talks to me or with me about what we're doing, they're just happy. They just never heard about anything that we're like what we're doing. And I go, if you don't want to, I wish you the best. Have a good day. It's like there's only about 300 million places that we can go and talk and work with wonderful people. So I know I'm jibber jabbering, so I don't.
I thank you, Randy, so much. I know we're over the half hour here, but I just want to thank you so much for joining us today, sharing your wisdom, sharing your passion for living eco-minded for sure, and for helping those businesses out there, get their story out there that are eco certified and really want to make a difference in the world. I mean, why wouldn't you, with 90% of the travelers wanting sustainability and to live eco-friendly? So thank you for coming up with that, because I know, you and I work together now, and we'll be, Kimberly and I will be working our butts off, getting the word out about this, and because that's what we do. We promote, we are out there. We're the sales force, so to speak. And I love what you said. If you love what you do, it's not work, and just really continue to not give up is basically the gist of of what you said. The tips for business owners. So thank you so much. Thank you to our viewers that are watching. I know that there has been some people on here. They were shy and didn't say hi. That's okay. So thank you so much, Randy. And any last words? Where can people find you? Where's the best place that you want people to reach out to you?
Oh, just go to my bill collectors. They know exactly where I'm at. No, you can just go to liveecostyle.com. And on there are places you can join. You can sit and email me. And it's just randy@liveecostyle.com is the easiest thing. Or we've got so many, the scrolls that you have here are great. The Randy at Global Eco Traveling. I've got about 8 or 9 different emails. I don't even know who the heck I am anymore. But if you go to Live Eco Style, you can sign up there, and the info ad comes to me. So everything comes. I hate to say it, I'm one of those hands-on CEOs, but at least I get to know who's chatting. And if somebody signs onto our website, my phone goes off and says, "Hey, somebody's signing on from Vancouver." Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it's fun, it's a lot of fun. But thank you for having me on. It's a delight. You're going to do great. Looking forward to having you be the biggest success that we have in this and telling the story. I know that you have plans and ideas, and I know that you've hung in there for just amazingly. But it is true, 90% of everybody, of the consumers today, they look before they leap. They're looking for sustainable and eco-minded travel destinations before they ever spend a dollar on their plan. So it's a big statistic, and we're the only media company that supports those that get certified with us. So I'm proud to have you part of the team, proud to be on your show, and we'll have some fun.
All right. With that, guys, be unstoppable in all that you do. And remember, same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.